You got that coronavirus, nigga?
Man, look, man, I got fucked up yesterday.
Man,
Me too.
I'm just recovering.
And my cousin flossed on me. He went to the NAACP joint with his sand.
Right. Hey, man, I feel like I need an autograph, G.
Right.
Y'all was killing the game. Look at this ugly dude.
I got a guess.
Hi, boy. I was told I could
My
say
ADP.
right now, but then after that, I can't say anything else. If not, I understand. But, you know, I was told.
You gonna say to me, did Mylo move? I said, no, he ain't moved.
I was told that if I send you something with like a Vegas comp or something like that, that you would respond and defend it. So I'm working on it. Let me.
Hey. He got anything with Vegas, lower respond.
Hey, you gotta start doing that little flicker thing. You gotta do that flicker thing.
Oh, hey, Lo. Hey, Lo. I see your prime time. I see you.
I see. Hey, that's one of my favorite pictures of Magic in that fur.
Magic.
Man, we took it back to Miami when I played for the Bengals.
Bring the NFL card out. Bring that NFL card out.
Training camp.
Always smart to choose the Bengals as somebody like that.
Right. Ameen came up with that, though.
Nah, because when nobody suspect he played for the Bengals, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No offense.
They're gonna be like, who lies and says they played for the Bengals?
who proud about that shit? You never heard nobody actually say they played for the niggas.
All right, man. We having too much fun. We gotta get to these topics.
Yeah, let's get there. That's why I told this nigga he can't be a part of the whole thing because it's gonna go sideways if he is.
I like his energy though, man. I can't even front. I like the addition. Thank you, Uncle Joe. My ADP in the building. Like Lo get to say all the time. Now I get to say my ADP in the building.
Right. There you go. All right, y'all ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right. On the 5, 4, 3, 2. Well. We're back again. It's the PCP, PHARAOHS Club podcast. And if you hear my voice, you definitely decided and made a conscious decision to inject yourself with a little PCP today. And I'm telling you, we're going to make you feel real good. So, we got the hood with us. And the hood is my fellas Geno, Ameen.
Hey.
What up, Go?
Dale, the funky homo sapien.
Peace of love. What up?
And of course, my man Lolo, aka Batman.
Again, really?
And it's your host with the most, your boy. This is Manasseh coming from Miami.
Wow.
We real wild up today. We feeling the energy today. We real excited. All of the people that's been supporting us and holding us down for the last several months, we want to say we appreciate you. Don't stop doing what you're doing. So hit us up on all social media platforms. Make sure that you give everybody a little dose of this PCP. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep this hit to yourself. You gotta spread this hit around. You gotta let everybody get a little taste. And so we keep appreciating you. You gotta like it, you gotta subscribe, and then you gotta definitely pass it on. So we appreciate you guys for holding us down. Keep it going.
Pops. Did we introduce Feezy though?
Oh, that's right.
Come on, Naz. Don't forget your sayings.
That's two of y'all. That's two of y'all, man.
Hey, Jay, you gotta put niggas cool, B.
No, I said Jay. Y'all lost it. I didn't say my sins, Jay.
Nah, you didn't. It's okay. Let's keep it going. Lo forgot. You forgot. It's all good. I'm here. It don't matter.
Don't overlook me again.
Feezy, it wouldn't be no cast without you, baby.
Oh,
don't overlook me again. We got
man.
Jay Fees from Columbus, my sands. That's my overlook. My bad. thought I did, but let me get the court stenographer back, the home stenographer, and run it back and make sure I didn't.
Oh, stenographer. But no, hey, so the intro, man, like he had the black power, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, man, he about to rap, man. I'm gonna call him Pudge Master Flex. Tyson Fury put that frumper lump on him so quick, dog. By the fourth round, I'm like, yo, dog, this shit is done. This nigga's legs was weak. Man, he disappointed everybody, man.
Dude was bleeding from his ears.
Man, look, Black Twitter went in on this cat, dog. Like, it was like unbelievably legendary. It's like they didn't even use the Jordan meme on him. They
didn't. They created their own meme. He got his own meme now. With his lip halfway across his face.
Oh my God, man.
Like he was about to take a knee. Like, give me a break.
But one last thing I'm gonna say, I think it's a setup for the third fight, man, because I just can't, man. He can't go out like that, man.
There wasn't no goddamn setup, nigga.
No, nobody set up to get their ass beat the way that dude got his ass.
He got
Don't nobody set up the bleeding from
Don't nobody set up the bleeding from the ears. When your cabbage is coming out your ear holes, man.
I just wish I could have been able to see the adjustments that he was gonna make, man, because he was fighting if you watch Wilder, man, like he normally he just be playing the waiting game. You know what I'm saying? He had that right hand just locked and loaded, waiting for a motherfucker to slip, and he rock your ass. But he wasn't doing that. He was going toe-to-toe with him. He was dancing with him. You know, he was jabbing with him.
He was dancing with him.
Who was trying to?
Nah, he wasn't dancing.
He wasn't dancing at all.
Listen,
I felt like he didn't do nothing.
Listen. For the first 2 rounds, he was going toe-to-toe with him. But when that nigga got hit in the back of the ear, when he got knocked down in the second round, that was it. So that's why I was saying, like, I wish I could have seen more. I could have seen the actual adjustments that he was planning to make throughout the entire fight. Second round, when that nigga got knocked out, he wasn't the same. He was done.
He looked like somebody
that nigga for that long, because he should have been. They should have been called that fight.
Well, check dig, man. Check dig. So I had to really look into this shit, man, and go back to his last fight. Shit, Fury won, I think, like 9 rounds the last fight. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Because of the knockdown.
It don't matter. Knockdown. I'm saying rounds 1 is rounds 1. So at the end of the day, I think motherfucking Wilder was a favorite just off the hype of it. You know what I mean? Not off the talent or anything like that. It was he had a better hype. Shit, he'd have hyped my ass up to bet on his ass, man.
So you the one lost the bread.
Oh yeah. I got my ass tore up last night. You hear me? But you know what I'm saying? But Wilder, I mean, that was pathetic. I mean, at the end of the day, the intro was terrible. The intro was terrible.
Unprepared.
Hold on. We're talking about the intro. The intro was terrible, bro. My man Fury came in on a damn throne. Nigga watched the throne in middle MGM. This nigga, I mean, it's cool. I know it's Black History Month, you know. And he did a little Maya Angelou, you know what I'm saying, lift their voice and sing.
That's what made it worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro, you don't come to the stage like that, man. Come on, man. And
Fury licked blood off that nigga and then sang a song after he beat his ass. Like, that's the most gangster shit I've ever seen.
Best intro, best outro I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna say this, Nas. He probably had one of your edibles before the fight. Wilder did, man. That motherfucker, man. God damn.
Totally unprepared. Unprepared, dog. His footwork was terrible. His hands was down. He believes in that punch so much that, dude, you didn't train the fight.
He didn't even throw it. He didn't even
throw it. That's what I'm saying. Like after the second round, he wasn't his normal self, man.
He couldn't throw it. Fury had a plan, and he stuck to the plan, man. He told y'all, I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to rush him. Every time I'm going to have him on the run. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. He didn't get
edible kicked in.
Then, them extra pounds that he gained, he was weighing on him, and when he kept grabbing him, he kept doing it. Wilder was getting wore out from him doing that. He kept putting him in that little headlock. that was wearing Wilder out. You know what I'm saying? And then he kept catching him with that jab to the point where Wilder was unprepared, man. He looked like he didn't even train.
He knocked him down the second time with a body shot. It wasn't even a head shot.
Oof.
He was just wore. He was wore out. But like, what did you think about what he said afterwards? Like, I felt like felt something like cryptic when he was like, you know, I had a lot of stuff going on, but you know, it is what it is.
That was just
right. Thank you.
Get out of here.
I'm just asking.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on, Nash. You know, this one brother even chimed in, man. He was doing, you know. You can't get no commentary.
He don't even know what we talking about. It was a fight last night.
He like, man, you know, I didn't get around to it. You know,
it was a fight. It was a fight last night. Oh, y'all was at home. Oh, I wasn't at home. I wasn't at home at all.
I would have never known last night, brother. That's all I'm saying.
I was totally disappointed. That fight was whack.
Man, he got beat up.
The
So
fight
he got a
wasn't
30
whack.
day. He got 30 days.
It was whack because of the expectation that I had. Like I said, man, I just knew Wilder was about to clown this dude, man. When I seen how high Fury's pants and his shorts was, I said, oh, he about to get knocked out. His pants is all the way up to his neck. Ain't no way nobody should.
Hey, they don't call that motherfucker the Gypsy King for nothing, man. That motherfucker go.
Hey, man, the Gypsy King drank a 12-pack before he got out there.
Whooping motherfuckers' ass, dog.
Hey, I mean, he beat two of the best, right? He beat Klitschko to get the belt, and then he beat Wilder.
That motherfucker, man. You gotta give him his props.
Check this out, though.
Yeah.
Check this out. They say his pops had him at 9 years old, banging bare knuckle since he was 9 years old in the streets of Manchester.
Yeah, man, this dude licked blood off of this nigga's neck. Like he licked blood off of his neck and then sang a song after he won the fight. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Best intro, best outro.
His whole lineage fighters, bro. Grandfather, father, him. His whole
also,
lineage.
I think that it showed the weaknesses in Deontay Wilder's boxing acumen. Like he don't appreciate. I don't always think that he appreciates the skill of the boxing. Like, you need to be able to jab. You need to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like that Lennox Lewis jab behind that right hand, and you ain't doing that.
So really, Wilder is not really a boxer. I mean, he just sit back. I mean, he's not
a quitter.
Technician. Yeah, he ain't a technician at all. I mean, like, let's just be honest. I mean, I don't know. I think, what'd you say?
No, go ahead, bro. I'll let you finish.
No, I'm saying he's not a technician at all. I think, and how he even came on the scene like he did. I mean, you know, he had a fight here in Cincinnati that I went to. He knocked one of my homeboy pops out down at the Centaur Center one time. I just found out. I forgot that was him. So when he been fighting to get his numbers up. He been fighting a lot of, bums, to be honest with you, at the end of the day. I don't know. How did he get his start on the mainstream? I do not know that. Do y'all know?
No, I don't.
He just, I mean, because, heavyweight boxing ain't really been shit. Like the Klitschko's been dominating heavyweight fights, but we don't really.
Nowhere, right? I feel like he
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, out of nowhere. But, he been fighting motherfuckers that got hands, man. But like the last couple fights, not the last couple fights. Ortiz, he was losing that fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ortiz was giving it to him. He was winning all kinds of rounds. But like I said, he got that one-hitter quitter, man. He just be waiting. He be waiting on you to motherfucking slip.
I think he relying on that too much, man. That's it. But nigga, but look at the numbers, though. It didn't work. He did knock 40 niggas out with it.
Yeah, fact.
It didn't work his entire career. So.
No, that's what I said though. But that's what I said. He's fought a lot of scabs, a lot of bums. Those numbers are fluffed. Trust me, the numbers are fluffed.
He lost the Olympics.
Numbers they fluffed.
He bronze. He came in third. How are we honoring the bronze bomber because he came in third place? That's the first problem.
Listen, I got a chime in. I got a question.
Damn, Lo.
So let me ask this. So
got a question.
He's got 30 days before. He's got 30 days to be able to do a rematch. It was written in the contract.
It's happening.
Yeah.
But so what I heard, some of the talk is that because of the beating was so bad, does he want to get in? He kind of got his ass beat like twice.
The money.
So like, do he want to get back? Does he want to get back in the ring with this guy for the third time?
That bread.
Trilogy.
Ego too, man.
I said before, man. Look, that's what I said before, man. Like by round 4 or 5, man, I was like, man, this is gonna be a third fight. Because I mean,
it's gonna be a 60-40 split. 60 to the winner, 40 to the loser. So I mean, if nothing else, you go for it for the money. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Right. Quick question, man. I mean, everybody loved him and was talking and was into him. He get a loss and now everybody turn their back on him.
That's what hold on.
You guys see the fight, man.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Nobody turned their back on him. I don't think it's that. It's just he lost. Just like if the Lakers and Boston was playing and the late Kobe stunk it up, we'd be sick like, damn, Kobe, like you know what I'm saying, we was depending on you to bring us out. But
no. Y'all gotta keep that same energy, dog. I feel what G's saying, cause y'all like, he just a one-trick pony and that shit ain't gonna work. Like, come on, man. Keep that energy the same. Y'all ain't just saying he lost.
Right.
I think so.
He got his ass whooped.
He got his ass
whooped.
I listen. You gotta listen. That's what boxing is. Boxing is about the moments, right? The fights, fight to fight. And this dude, like he's exciting to watch and all of that. But we all know that he had like some things like missing from his arsenal. And this dude Fury seems to be able to have like he's like the kryptonite to this cat. Like, you
said the same thing,
Wilder didn't win none of them rounds, man. And it wasn't even close. To me, none of the rounds were close.
Bruh, I'm trying to tell y'all, after the second round, that nigga, he was done. He was done. So,
and I don't know if it was because of the injury to his ear, but I didn't feel like from the beginning of the fight that I didn't feel like he had the same energy.
Start of the fight, I don't think he was ever in that
first
fight.
fight. He was throwing that right hand hard every time he had a chance, trying to knock this cat's head off, and he never threw it like that. He never had
as previously stated. He only won 3 rounds in the first bout against the man. I mean, Fury has his card. I mean, that's just what it is.
He knocked him down, and everybody thought it was over, and Fury got up and continued to throw them hands. And for some reason, like I just feel like his defense, he's so used to being able to be the biggest and strongest dude out there. Like he can just kind of overpower you with that one punch. But like when you got to do like Fury ain't do nothing but throw the left and the right. He couldn't even dodge that. Left, right. Like it was like a very simple formula. Left, right. And he couldn't do nothing with that. Like he couldn't dodge it. He was getting hit by it every time. I'm gonna
say this last piece and then I'll be done because I know we probably got to move on soon. But I think he was surprised that Fury was coming at him because he had him running the whole time. He was deflating every single time, and I think that took him by surprise.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Put his ass up.
Yeah, man. That was part of the weekend. And you already know that there's been a lot of other talks going on, a lot of other news happening. We want to kind of move on from this boxing, and I want to kind of pick your brains on something a little bit more serious, a little bit more kind of touchy subject. But in the news, Dwayne Wade has come out. There's been a lot of news about Dwayne Wade, and they just retired his number and in Miami, and they also he's coming out with a documentary, like a small documentary. I think tonight they're going to show that, and also things that have been happening with his son, who is now formed into, or transitioned, I should say, into being considered a girl, even though he's a boy. And all of these kind of topics are real touchy, and I understand that, but I feel like running from it is not necessarily the right kind of course of action that we should always take. We all have children. All of us, most of us have children, and we all have families and things like that. And so it brings things home when you start talking about this kind of thing. And so I want to get your thoughts on how you feel about what happened, what's going on with Dwayne Wade's daughter Zaya, and how you feel this thing is going. Have they gone too far? Is it doing too much? I just kind of want to pick your brains on a little bit of that and how you feel about what's been happening with him.
All right, nobody. All right, I got it.
Somebody jump in. I gotta call
Man,
your names out like the teacher do.
I got you. All right, so
that was funny as hell.
Here's my thing, man. I feel like the old traditional way that we view homosexuality and all of that stuff is those standards don't apply today, obviously. And as a parent, I tell my wife all the time, you know, like, we really got to get educated on this stuff, because, you know what I'm saying, like we can't impose our same standards and views on our children, because they're coming equipped, right? Like, the way the society is pushing this shit on our kids, they got information. Like, the shit is legit, right? You know what I'm saying? So if we don't come correct with trying to teach them about this at home first, it's going to be 10 times hard trying to deprogram them from what they learn outside. So that being said, as far as this Dwayne Wade son shit goes, God bless that brother, because, I mean, that's your kid, man. And when they come home talking that, you can't disown them. The only thing that you can do is support them. So I feel I mean, I guess I respect him for supporting his child, but I mean, I just know that shit is rough. But what I will say that I don't agree with is that you are letting your child, keyword child, because the boy is, or girl, whatever, is 12 years old, making these decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I don't understand how you like where does the buck stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if they can make these kind of decisions at 12 years old, then what else? I mean, shit. What else? You know, they can decide to do anything. You know what I mean? So I don't agree with the age. The age that he's at with making those type of decisions. I'm not with that. I feel like that shit. That other stuff I don't understand, and I want to be clear on this gay stuff, this transsexual stuff. I don't understand it. I got plenty of questions. I thought when you transition, I thought that means that you cut your shit off, but apparently when you transition, I guess that means when you want to personally identify as something. So I'm confused on all of it.
Well, quick question. I mean,
hey man, be cool.
My first question is, why you turn your hat around? You talking about me?
Get ready for battle.
We want equality first.
You get ready to lock up.
Oh, turn that shit.
Hey man, okay, so you know what? So you know what? Come on, man, you set me up with that one, man.
All right. Okay.
Hold on. Look, for the record, it's back forward. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
We support equality. There we go.
I ain't know.
Good cap.
I was checking. All right. So
it was slightly uncomfortable, you know?
Okay, gotcha. Hey, gotcha.
Slightly.
Hey, so first and foremost, well, this is just I mean, to me, it's really a bad deal. It's really a bad deal. I know they'll salute you, talking about you know, get educated on these certain topics just in case, you know, I don't know, maybe your children may want to do something like this, but some things as a parent, you know, you have to, you know, really course direct your child. Course direct, I'll say that. This child is 12 years old. You know, I'll get back to thinking when I was 12 years old. You know, I think I wanted to be a comedian. You know, with my parents, say, hey, you know, that's when I want to be a comedian and play in the NBA. Pretty much, son, that ain't happening. You go to school, go do this. You're not gonna do that. No, seriously, this is what I want to do. No, you aren't going to be a comedian. You ain't going to the NBA. Get your ass to school and get an education. Period. All right. So as a parent, you know, you can't pick and choose how you want to handle situations. I listened to Dwayne Wade interview on, I think it was Up in Smoke with Matt Barnes and I think Steven Jackson, and he talked about, you know, why he's supportive of this situation with his daughter, mainly for the simple fact that he has the platform to speak on it for other children out here or other people out here who may be going through the same thing. Salute him on that. I get it. But my biggest problem is, you know, this is a 12-year-old child with fake nails, wearing halter tops, you know, like just carrying on as such. Now, if I had a daughter, one, she ain't wearing no fake nails at 12. She's not wearing midriff, halter, stomach showing, you know, doing things like this. So it's like what are we doing? It's almost like I kind of feel like it's being more promoted. Like this is the thing to do. That's okay, rather than, you know, saying trying to course direct. He said he knew this since the child was 3 years old. It's one thing, you know, I guess, to be a homosexual and, you know, and still be, you know, stay the same gender, but to say I want to be a woman, all of a sudden, what's that?
Go ahead. I got to chime in when you're done.
Okay, so I want to be a woman at 12 years old. I can't see that. If one of my boys came to me about that, you know, it's go back in your room. Go think about that. We ain't about to come outside, you know, looking all crazy. You know, when you want to get up under my roof, when you want to be 18, you know, and you know, being adults, you know, maybe you want to carry on like that. But until then, I'm not going. I mean,
all right, well, let me play devil's advocate. I also salute Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for the support that they're given, because I mean, he's much stronger and better man than I would be able to handle it. The thing is, the difference of the scenario that you gave about you want to be a comedian, be in the NBA, from what I've read, this is how this child has been feeling on the inside. I think it's difficult for you to tell your child you can't feel a certain way, as opposed to, you need to give up being a comedian. You need to give up being an NBA player or something like that. Those are two different things. This child is feeling a certain way on the inside, according to what I've read. You know, that's where it gets dicey. Now, I agree, you know, they're only 12. And I think from all of the stuff that Boosie said, the one thing that I did attach on to is when he was talking about how you never know. In 2 years, he might meet a chick. And he's different. A lot of times nowadays, especially nowadays, a lot of that stuff is a fad. I know people that had kids that were gay at one point. Well, these were girls. They were gay at one point, and now they not no more. It was kind of like a thing that was in to do. And I think you playing with fire when you start dictating how your kids feel. If that's how your kid feels, I don't really know how I would handle it. But
I don't think that I don't want to speak for you, Lo, but I feel like he's not saying that he's not going to recognize the fact that his child feels this way. What he's saying is with now you changing his name to her, and now everyone has to now start calling this boy a girl by this new name, even though he's still a boy. Like it becomes very complicated. Like this is a 12-year-old child who I don't feel like it would be like, I don't believe that any father finds out that his son is gay. I'm sorry. I just think that that's something that it'll hurt your heart a little bit. Like a little bit. Damn, like I mean, I just feel like that.
I just think that the support that
man
he's
wants to
given.
hear that, I don't think. But in that, I can accept the fact that you are feeling this way. But the nails, the halter top, the high heels, the makeup, all of that.
I think what they're doing,
you can do that on your own. But here, you can be gay with your jeans on and your hoodie, and you know what I mean? Like,
I get it. But what I think that they're doing, I think that they're giving Zaya a full leash to explore this. I think that's where they're taking their support. So they are like, you know what?
Yeah,
ride this all the way out. I'm not trying to put no restrictions. I'm not trying to do that, you know, because the thing is, he's a public figure. Hold on. He's a public – Dwayne Wade is a public figure. So he could possibly catch backlash from saying, oh, well, you can't do this or you can't do that, you know. So he's like, you know what?
Listen, you're a parent. And there's some things that you just ain't gonna let your child do, right? I want to put my hand on the stove. You're not gonna put your hand on the stove.
Hey, but
it's my responsibility to somewhat be able to protect you to some degree.
Thank you.
How do you know that doing that is not gonna push your child away?
I'm not, again, Jay, I'm not saying that you don't accept your child for being who they are, but I'm saying at 12,
accept them fully.
At 12, you can't tell me that I got to start calling you Zaya, and now you're going to be wearing high heels and halter tops and dresses out of my house, because I'm not buying that stuff.
I mean, I get it.
Y'all check this. Y'all all parents, right? I'm the only brother that's not a parent on this group. But check this. It's all about the example that you set as a parent, too, and the environment that these kids are growing up in. So this is not taking no shot at D-Wade, but, I mean, D-Wade, growing up in that South Beach area, you know, we joke about the pastels and rocking the capri pants and all that, you know, that metrosexual dress that D-Wade, like Jason said, he's a public figure, but at the same time, Dwayne Wade dress code ain't been, for me, as a male. I mean, if my father was walking around some of that shit that Dwayne Wade was wearing 5-10 years ago, bruh, man, I don't know, man. It's all about the environment that you set, too. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's your prerogative. But again, Lo, you're not walking around with no hyper, you know, in between unisex type things that a man cannot identify with.
My nails.
And I agree. I agree with you. Listen, fellas. Listen, I want to keep going with this. So let's take a quick little break, and we'll come back after the quick commercial break.
Hey, man, why you always cue me in last, cuz?
What up?
Where's Joseph at?
I got to play devil's advocate, man.
Nah, don't back
you right, Jay. You gotta play your part.
And you're gonna play devil's advocate. Yeah, Joe, take a seat, Joe. I need to hear Joe. Take a seat, Joe. Please.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I got a son, bro. I'd be sick. I'm just saying.
I don't want to hear devil's advocate. I want to know
about the drag me.
How you feel?
Yeah, right. I don't know devil's advocate BS. I want to hear how you feel.
Nah, man, I gotta put all the perspectives out there. I'm gonna be honest, man.
What?
No, what? You know what?
Yeah, man. Put it on record.
Man, you gotta talk how you really feel about it. That's the whole point of this shit.
I'll be sick. I got a son. I'll be sick. I already said he's a way better man than me. Way better.
So let's all right. So
hey, okay. So man, let me finish what I was saying. It's all about the environment.
Wait. That's what I mean. I want to bring us back in.
Go ahead.
So, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Me. Go ahead, man. Finish your point.
So yeah, it's all about the environment you set for your child, man. Like, I get it, man. I mean, cats live different lifestyles. I mean, again, D Wade, he's an NBA legend. You know what I'm saying? He was in one of the most sexiest cities in probably, to play basketball in besides LA. So it's like, again, your child growing up in Manasseh, look, you're not too far from Miami. So it's like, if your kid is hanging out in a state that's kind of like, that's cool, right? You know what I'm saying? Like say one of your sons come home. I'm going to just pose it to you, Nas. And he got on some shit. You like, wait a minute. What's that? Like, what's that about? Because I'm sure as a parent, you're going to have to ask him, are you expressing yourself? And it go back to Jay's point. Is it something you're feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, you need to talk that shit out. Because again, if you allow this shit to grow like a virus, and I don't mean virus in a bad way, but let it grow like a virus, then it'll turn into what D-Wade's going through right now. That's just my opinion.
But if that's the case, he said this has been going on from what I've read. Said it's been going on since he was 3. He 12. Then it's over. It's too late then.
Nah.
It's too late. That's been 10 years.
Wait. So
go back to Low point.
Hold on.
Low said nip that shit in the bud.
No, wait. But listen, that's where I disagree with that sentiment only because, I mean, that would assume that you can't be born with this. Like somehow you got it, like you acquired it along, through time or something. And that's that. I don't believe
no.
I mean, I agree.
I don't believe that.
I do agree that some of it can be like, popular. Like it's what's
I said like trendy.
But I disagree that everyone is like that. I believe that some people are born with an imbalance or some kind of whatever chemistry in their body that this is who they are. And you can't, because listen, man, this is what one of the reasons why I believe that him and Dwayne Wade and his family are doing what they're doing, because they know how many children have been beaten to get the gay out of them, that's been ostracized and you know what I'm saying, like growth has been stunted because people believe, even our good Christian people believe that that ain't of God and I can beat you out of it or pray it out of you or whatever. And what he's doing is saying, listen, I'm not doing none of that. This is who my son is, my daughter is, and I'm embracing it. And I appreciate that embrace. My only issue is at 12,
thank you.
I mean, our children can tell us whatever they want. My son wanted a motorcycle, but I'm not going to give him one. Like,
thank you.
You can have the desire and you can be who you are. And I'm going to appreciate the fact that you're gay, and I'm going to love you and hug you and do all of that. But you're not going to wear nails. You're not going to be called Zaya. You're not going to. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Like, you just.
That was my original question, man. Like, where do you draw the line?
Right, because what I'm
is old. I don't.
What I'm saying is,
at the very basic, they're children, and I'm not saying that this child doesn't have the right to feel how they feel. What I'm saying is that it's a child. My son wants fucking Fruit Loops every day. I'm not feeding you Fruit Loops every day. It's not good for you. It's my job to protect.
But he feels he wants it though, Dan. That's what he feels.
He gonna say Fruit Loops.
All I'm saying is, how do you know that's a fine line of him? How do you?
It was a Freudian slip. It was a Freudian slip.
Joe is rubbing off on him.
He's not worried about pushing his son away, man. That's all I'm saying.
You said what, Jay?
Can I?
Yes, please, brother.
Can I interject? What I was gonna say. I mean, we got a guest here. It would be dope to have him speak on it. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm the host, and I brought a little, somebody snuck in on my back over here, came in in the room, snuck in on me, and this is another good brother from Wilberforce University, graduate, alum of Wilberforce University, also a brother of the Mighty Z chapter, Alpha Phi Alpha. So it's all in the family. This is how we do it at the PCP. We keep it in the family. We pass it around like I told y'all to do earlier. Make sure you pass it around and share it. And so this is my brother, my good brother. Speak for yourself. Tell them who you are.
My name is Darth Hader. I just want to let you know I like my job, so I love all LGBTQLMNOPs out there.
Joseph Harris, everybody. Joseph Harris.
I guess.
Hold on.
So,
Darth Hater. Yes. Yes.
But like we said though, at the end of the day, you know, we all support, you know, the LBGQT community.
I know y'all put that disclaimer out first.
Hold on, thank you. But listen, but the point is, you know, 12 years old, you know, it's gonna be we ain't doing that at 12. You know, we want to get 18, and you know, you want to go on a different path. That's fine. But certain things, like you said, these nails, the lipstick, the midriff, stomach showing, all this stuff. That just, I mean, even for a 12-year-old female, that's a bit much.
I just got a problem. I got a problem with how this shit works, man. So like, you can wake up tomorrow and say, I identify as a cow, and people just have to accept that.
So can I say something real quick?
That's how you feel.
I mean, like, that's how it works. Like, so you say, you claim what you want to be accepted as or recognized as, and people have to address you as such.
In today's climate, yes.
Yes. So
You ain't gonna understand that.
This is my thing with this whole with the D-Wade thing and everything, and this is the part that everybody always has to remember, always have to keep into effect is D-Wade ain't one of us. He don't go to a 9-to-5. He a public person, a public persona, a public image. So let's be honest. Would he be this way if he wasn't in the limelight that he is? If he was just one of us, would he be sitting up there changing the boy's name to Zaya and saying how he's so into it and I'm supporting my son and everything? It's perfect for him. It's nothing but a win-win from him. Yeah, he takes a little flack from a cat like Boosie and somebody like, well, what does that matter on the scale that he's at?
Right.
That's good.
I mean, that's the part of it that for everything, we could sit here and talk about how we feel about it, but you can't ever sit there and wonder how his whole perspective, how he lives, everything is completely different from us. Right. So I ain't gonna lie. If it might affect my millions, who knows? I might be sitting up there saying, I love Zaya. This is my little Zaya. You know, getting the princess dresses. We go to the American Me, get the dolls. We be out there getting the American Me dolls and all that stuff. And I just be like, next thing you know, you see like 3 of my fingernails like painted black in different colors. And I'm like, hey, it's cool. Especially the way these checks is coming in. It's cool. Like, so
let me ask y'all this. Like, how dangerous is this kind of social media when you interact the two, right? Where you get in this play and these kids are seeing this and they're like, oh, wow. Like, you know, let me get this kind of love from you know what I'm saying? Like, let me try this time. You know what I mean? Because it is all kind of connected. It is all interconnected when you do it like this. Because I do feel like this is somehow a rollout of how you know, the class 101 on how to roll out if your child is gay. This is what you should do. Allow them to be who they are. Let them put on whatever they want to put on. You embrace whatever they want. If they want to be called a girl, call them whatever name they want. This is how you do it. How dangerous do you think that kind of social media influence on this might be?
Hold on. I think at this point what's going to end up happening, we're going to start, we're going to wait to name our kids and everything until they're about like 7 or 8. And then, so how do you feel?
Man.
What do you feel that you are?
Do you associate with girl or boy?
What do you feel? Do you feel you're a unicorn? I mean, like, let's do it. Let's get you unicorn and some.
Listen, hey, Joe, all jokes aside, but that's the level we're going to. Like,
yeah, I definitely see it.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You got to have certain things in your home where, you know what I'm saying, some things just aren't okay. I mean, like, right there.
Here's the thing. Okay. Simple as this. Celebrities don't raise my children and don't tell me how I'm supposed to raise my children. Because my life and my world ain't nothing like their life and their world. So, I mean, I think this is where we've come and gone is the fact that celebrities now have as much, if not more, influence than a pastor, than a teacher, than a politician, than an educator. Like we're sitting over here listening for Snoop Dogg to drop knowledge for us. I mean, I'm like 10 years ago, he wouldn't even been let in the building, but now all of a sudden,
he's a subject matter expert.
The establishment likes Snoop, so Snoop can say things. Let's hear what Snoop has to say. Whereas 10 years ago, he was dismissed and wouldn't be anything. So,
facts.
Now, I will say this, little stuff, and I'm sure you may, brothers that have multiple kids. Geno, you got multiple kids with that's, boy, girl. I got multiple kids. I've seen my son, playing with my daughter. He'll play with her dolls. Now, granted, he was younger. Now, of course, did I say like, hey, man, did I take that doll out of his hand and give him a little Hot Wheels car? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I'm not just going to let that continue. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's still young, though. He's still very young. But I got to nip it in the bud because that might grow. That might grow into something. I mean, I don't know if, like I said, Lo, you got boys, so you ain't going to have no girl toys. But
no, my son with his cousins play with dolls. That don't bother me. I play with dolls. That don't bother me at all.
Right. And He-Man was humping the shit out of Princess Leia. I couldn't just keep playing with all boy dolls. Like somebody
got to get it.
I mean,
somebody got to get it.
We got to keep the population going. We procreate.
Well, and that's
that's the point that I was making earlier, Naz, about does this rollout make it difficult for us as parents? And it absolutely does. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it forces you to have to go that extra mile to try and deprogram your children from what they're hearing in the outside world. You know what I mean? I got a saying, like in the house, it's offense. But, when it comes to the outside world, man, we playing defense. You know what I'm saying? Because you trying to block all of the bullshit. And like I said, man, I know this is a sensitive topic. I don't mean to call it bullshit, but, I don't understand all this stuff. I'm still trying to learn, and, it just is what it is. But, yeah, this shit is extremely – I get anxiety about this shit. You know what I mean? Because
I ain't trying to learn.
I ain't trying to
learn. Hey,
dog, you better learn. I'm saying, I get it.
Hey, like, you figure it out and text me what you learned.
You ain't going to
share that shit. I want all y'all to share all the shit that y'all find out.
Like even if it ain't your child, like your child might be friends with a person who decided this is what their lifestyle is gonna be, and they're gonna be at your house, and you're gonna have to be able to decide.
Takes a village.
It's their kids, nigga. My homeboy was saying like now at their kids' school, like the amount of same-sex parents at the school is like it's crazy. So like it's there, bro. Like we don't want to address it. We got a plan for our children, and we got a plan for how we're gonna live our lives. But the fact of the matter is, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? This shit is out here, and it's normal. Like it's normal now.
Yeah.
Just period. So
G-Jizzle, I need to hear from you.
Yeah, man. Come on, G-Jizzle.
Pause. Oh, man. I mean, I'm gonna speak about D-Wade's situation. You know what I mean? Because that's how the question was posed about D-Wade. So I'll keep it at him. I think what's happening is that, like y'all said, that he's one, supporting his child, and two, protecting against any backlash that may cause him and his family.
Yep.
Because he has a lot of sponsorships. He has a lot of dealings with, brands and, that are heavily supported by the LGBTQ community. And I just think I think from what I've seen about, I don't know him personally, but from what I've seen about D-Wade, he always seemed like a caring and loving father. And I think that's at the heart of what he's doing. But I also think was playing a part in it is also his sponsorships and things of that sort. Because if he came out and did what most people would do, you know, especially from the era that he grew up in, you know, then he would be jeopardizing all of that.
Yep.
So that's my thoughts on it.
One of the Goody Mob members spoke about how he said something that I felt like, you know, what needed to be said, but again, understanding the sensitivity of the topic is very difficult.
Didn't want to be that messenger.
But you know, he was just saying that, you know, like I think it was Timo. I don't know. It wasn't Timo.
I think it was Gipp.
Big Gipp. Yeah, it was just like, listen, I appreciate everybody who wants to live their own life and live their truth, but the only way we got here as a civilization is because a man and a woman procreated. And like, you know, I don't want to say that in the sense of like, you know, like it's not normal, but everybody can do what they want. But if we're going to keep living, a man and a woman have to have sex and procreate. That's just the reality of the situation.
Hey, Nash.
Hey, Nash. Hey, real quick, I mean to cut you off, but another big reason why I'm kind of big on it. I mean, I don't know, y'all have girls. I'm saying I got boys. I mean, we got to keep the Hodges name alive, and the only way we're gonna do that is, you know, these boys, you know, with a woman. Because I mean, it's just myself and my nephew, and now my boys. We the last of us. So I mean, I'm huge on that. I need grandbabies, great grandbabies, and that's gonna be done with women. I ain't got no problem with again LBGQT, you know, LBGQT community. That's fine. I mean, I got employees who work for me, who great people. I'm saying I got neighbors, you know, who great people. But just
way to pick that up. Way to pick that back up.
Just in my household, Mylo, you sound like when white people say I got black friends.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I said neighbors. I didn't say friends, I said neighbors. So
clarify.
So, yeah. So I mean, I ain't got no problem with that. I prefer my boys to bring home a nice young lady who they intend to marry, and have me some grandbabies. And that's all I gotta say on that.
But Mylo, hold on. You can't just exclude, and we just got to talk about the boys, because I mean, if the girls is liking other girls, and they ain't never gonna get with the boys. So,
I think it's easier.
You know what's funny?
Right.
I think it's easier for a guy. I think it's easier for people to accept.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not easier. What I was saying, as far as when we were on the subject of this whole continuing on the human race. It got to be both sides. That's what I was saying as far as that, when I said, we can't just exclude and say to girls, hey, if we get 3 out of 8, then we're okay. We can keep on moving. Like, and need that full participation too.
And listen, that kind of like transitions us into the next topic, which is something that's really near and dear to me, because I believe that this kind of all plays a part into the whole scheme of I have a lot of Black female friends, family members that I know that are really, really amazing, great women, and they are having a hard time finding a man to either have a baby with or marry. They're 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, either have never been married ever, or have never had children, and really might miss out on that opportunity because of the lack of pool of eligible Black men to marry, right? I mean, like, how many of us know a cousin or a sister or somebody who you love, has great qualities and an amazing person, and they can't find a decent guy to like procreate with or to have a future with. And so now we have a lot of these Black women who are amazing people who are having to decide if they're going to they're probably not going to have children. They may never get married. And what does that mean for the Black family? Is the Black family dying or is it dead? And I want to pose that question to you brothers today. Like, what's happening with the Black family? Are we dead? Are we dying? And I'm saying that to brothers who are, you know, married and have children, great fathers. Like we're doing it, but are we a dying breed? Are we the last of the Mohicans? Are we the end of it?
If I could chime in, I know, you know, I was reading something. This is maybe a couple of years ago. Obviously, the stats may be a little skewed by this point or changed or whatever. But you have, as far as staying in the Black community when it comes to men, you got a third of the men are incarcerated. A third of the men are gay. That leaves 1/3 of the men that are available. And then of the ones that are available, half of them struggle with commitment, are married. So then that leaves a very, very small amount of men that's available for women that are out there. You know, you got a lot of men that struggle with the fact that maybe their woman makes more money than them. She's a little bit more successful than they are. So they you know, I know some guys that are like that. Personally, I know some men that struggle with that, you know. So all those factors will contribute to that. Women don't have a lot of options, you know. They outnumber us, if I'm not mistaken, with all those things that I just said. And then at the same time, you know, I just lost my train of thought. But I think those two factors right there contribute to a lot of the reasons why women don't have a lot of options, you know.
All right. So Jay, I want to just give a small backdrop to so when I started thinking about it, I did a little bit of research and came up across an article on the Washington Post, and it was called the 2019 marked 400 years of forbidden Black love in America. All right. And in the article, you know, they discuss a lot about, you know, how we got to where we are as Black families and whatnot. And let me give you a little bit of what they said in this. The majority of Black women in America are single by circumstance, not by choice. And the statistics are jarring. The 2010 U.S. Census revealed that in 2009, 71% of Black women in America were unmarried. 71% of Black women have not been married or are unmarried. Of that group, 71% of the Black women between 25 and 29 and 54% between the ages of 30 and 34 had never been married. By comparison, 43% of non-Hispanic white women between the ages of 25 and 29 had never been married. So you have almost 30% more Black women who have never been married between the ages of 25 and 29. And then again, 54% of 30 to 34 that have never been married. But there's still 71% of Black women that have not been married, that are not married now, right? And so the dilemmas surrounding that, they say, are the Black love in the 21st century are often mischaracterized as personal hardships that individuals must struggle to overcome. And so, like, a lot of times I hear dudes say, you know, man, if you 40, 45 and you ain't married, something must be wrong with you, right? Like there's got to be something wrong with her. But there's been systemic things that have happened since slavery that have created this kind of gap in Black families. You know what I'm saying? Like all of, you know, the welfare system and you know, when you can't have no man living in the house if you in Section 8, and all of these different things that have happened throughout time that have created this gap. And so now, you know, you have this situation where, you know, even Rhapsody, you know, has a song, you know, Afeni, where she's like, you know, using Tupac's saying a few years, you know, when he was alive, like, do we hate our women? Like, do we actually hate our Black women? Like, why do we treat them so bad? And so, like, I want us to talk about kind of where did we come from as far as, you know, slavery obviously has done its job on us, But like right now, as Black men, how do we try to help heal these Black women, help these women through these situations? What do Black men need to do to step up? We need to talk to them. We need to have a conversation about it. And I want to know what y'all feel about that.
Well, one thing you left out, I think also, I don't have the statistics behind it, but I know abuse has something to do with it too. I mean, a lot of women and men, I mean, in this conversation, I mean, have gone through some type of trauma or some type of abuse that may have impacted, especially with women, you know, the way that they approach men, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna throw names out there, but I know some females over the years that, you know, they have trust issues because they've been abused by Black men early in their lives, and then when it's time to become adults and trust men, you know, emotionally, sexually, mentally, everything, they can't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just. It's so many factors that go into it, and I know a lot of career-driven women too that, you know, they don't want to be content, which they shouldn't, and they don't want to settle, which they shouldn't. But I mean, that almighty dollar is just, you know, it's out there, and they like, well, shit, I'd rather rent a man than marry a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of factors going to it, bro. A lot of factors.
It absolutely a lot of factors.
It's hard for a woman with money like that to find their equal, and a man that's going to be. And then in that same breath, that woman has to be willing to like know her role in that man-woman relationship. Yeah,
but the issue that I'm talking about is that the player, like Jay said, you got 1 million Black men dead, you got 1 million Black men in prison. The other ones that's left is either married, homosexual, and then you got the last little pool of guys, right? And so for Black, we already know that there's more Black women in colleges than Black men, right? And that means that there's never going to be an equal for them. Like they outnumber us in that level. So there's going to be more educated, more, you know what I mean? They got professional jobs. Then where are the Black men? What are they supposed to do? They gotta do what? Like get the weed man? Like I just gotta settle for the weed, the dude that got an office job. He deliver pizza. He deliver pizza part times and he sell weed in his part time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have what are they supposed to do?
What's wrong with that though? It's like what's wrong with?
There you go.
Because
I
think
Dale. Get it.
That's because I think that's to me from women that I know, older women. You know what I'm saying? Like. They kind of on their high horse, and to them it's all about stature and it's about status. And when we talked about this before, like I get it, you know what I'm saying, women been abused by men and you know they don't trust them, they got trust issues. I get that. All of that is legit. What I call bullshit on is for women who choose not to give Black men a chance because they're not on their level. I feel like that's bullshit.
I agree. I agree with that.
I feel like if you really like if that's the problem and you really want a Black man and you got this guy and he's a garbage man and you know he looks nice, he dressed nice, he treats you right, get with him. Build that man up. You know what I'm saying? Like build some shit. You know,
so you just put the trash man on. Shout out to all my man.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all niggas. Y'all, you know, shit.
Clean up, baby. Clean up.
Yeah, man. Y'all
you know the trash man make about $50K out in Cincinnati.
Hey, man,
they do.
Blue collar.
Like, so,
give them some love.
Get a check right now.
Yeah, with benefits, Flo. Don't forget he got benefits.
Right, it's with benefits.
Straight up.
G, I know you know what I'm talking about. What are these women supposed to do with the lack of pool that they're grabbing from?
Man, I mean, in my opinion, it kind of goes. I mean, you know, it's funny because I'm hearing a couple of similar thoughts. You know what I mean? So I don't want to. If I'm not chiming in, it's because somebody usually saying the same thing that I'm thinking. But you know, I kind of agree with Dale that you know the women incomes and careers look much different than they did 20, 30 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So what that has done has increased what they put their values on,
right.
how they look at men. They've looked at past mistakes that they've made or their mother have made with people maybe taking advantage of them or not pulling their weight, you know, because women really been holding the families down for the last 50 years. But what ended up happening is now instead of women working 2 or 3 jobs back when our generation was really going on, it's the job or the career that they're choosing and setting themselves up for earlier is now able to take care of a whole family. In some cases, most cases, take care of, you know, more than men, right? So I'm feeling like what they're doing is their expectations are a little bit higher, given the fact that their career goals and their career outlook and their earning potential is where I was really trying to get to. You know, they change their environments of who they want to be around and who they look towards for intimacy. And what ends up happening is most cases in those areas, they end up becoming, they be around people that's already married. Because in those kind of, you know what I'm saying, for careers, most people are already married. And then what they set themselves up for is not having somebody of their own, which pushed it, you know, because then they start leaning into their careers. Or a lot of cases, they do stuff where they end up being, this is a generalization. This is not, you know, fact. But what I've seen is they end up becoming somebody's other. And they're okay with that as long as they can continue to drive up get up their career path. They mess with other people's men because all they can really focus on is their career.
Can I interject? I gotta kick some Darth Hater shit over here right now. Number one, Geno.
Yeah.
Glasses make you look smart as hell. I'm liking that. On some real, let's not turn it all onto the women, right?
Right.
Let's be honest. All right. All of us before we were married, we were that 1/3, right? And because we were that 1/3, we had the ability to choose, look, see what we want. I ain't got to deal with you. I can deal with you on Tuesday. I can deal with you on Thursday. And it's us as well, too, man. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like let's not sit up there and act like because you are that 1/3. And it's like, I remember I was 40, no kids, good job. I was a fucking unicorn walking around. Like chicks would meet me. I mean, like Alnaz said, is something wrong with him? No, nothing's wrong with me.
Is he gay?
Is he gay? No, nothing's wrong. I'm not that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is because I had that ability to choose, I'm not going to lie. I was a good guy, but I was still a little bit of an asshole. And I may have, and they know I've done women wrong. I've done some women dirty. And why? Because I had the selection and the ability to. Right. But I'm still supposed to be that 1/3 of the good men that are out there. So.
And that was my thing too, is that this is what I'm saying. I'm raising the question because it's not like that we got here by like osmosis. Like there was an intentional plan to destroy the black family, and the black family looks like it is being destroyed because there's not black women, good black women, like you said, that got earning potential and you know all of that. Like just good people can't find enough decent guys to like even procreate with. I've heard friends of mine say things like, I want a baby. I'm just going to get knocked up by a dude. He ain't got to be active. He ain't got to be around. I just want a child. Like, I always thought I would get married and have children. And now I'm 40, 43, and now I have no kids. I can't even find a dude that, like, I want to get pregnant by or marry. And so now I'm stuck with nothing. Like, they feel like their lives are closing.
I know 2 chicks. I was talking because I knew we was having this topic. I talked to them. They have grown up in female dominant families. No men have been around. Aunts, grandmother, all raised kids, they mom. So they don't even value men. They don't have the same value of a man that some of these other women do. So because they're like, well, shit, my mom raised me, my grandmother raised her, my aunts, they all strong, they went out, got jobs. I don't need no man for shit, except for when I want some dick or when I just want to go out. That's it. Because other than that, they not worth nothing, because I seen my aunts, I seen my mom just get dogged by these dudes out here, and they don't even need them. So a lot of women don't even value men like that anymore because of how they're raised, you know. And then men don't step up. Some men don't step up when the opportunity presents itself to dead that mind. You know, they want to be players all the time, or man, they all every day. You 45 and you still want to rap, you know, or you want to sag your pants and act immature. They meeting them kind of dudes that's out there, you know, and because
leave my sayings alone, leave Vito alone.
But that plays into it how you're raised, and a lot of these women, because of the single household and men being non-existent and not stepping up to the plate. The women have been left.
So Jay, do you believe that the black family's dead?
I don't think it's dead yet, because I see 5-6 examples right here that show me that it's still alive and popping and well.
It's alive, but are we the last of the dying breed?
No, Nas. No, Nas.
Here you go. Talk to me then.
Nas. I mean, so
no, we
first,
not. I mean, if you're raising your sons and all that shit right, man. I mean. Yeah, raise the boys right, man. I mean,
thank you.
Raising the men.
Yeah. So that first and foremost, we have to realize that people aren't even getting married in the 20s anymore. You know, that's out the window. Right. I mean, years ago, you know, you graduate high school, you find your mate, you get married, you have about 10 kids, and go on with life. That's why we had these big families. Now, you know, people our horizons are broader. So people are traveling. People are understanding, like, you know, going for one job.
Age is getting a little bit more distant, but the white counterparts are still getting married earlier and more often.
But Nas, right? But the white counterparts have seen the world already. They've had access to everything their whole lives.
But they also have like somebody to select from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because
what I'm saying, that understand what I'm saying. I'm saying we're just understanding that the world is okay. We'll come back.
Commercial break, you heard me?
Everybody back.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, low. Go ahead and finish giving us your perspective on what you feel like.
Yeah, I was saying, I mean, so us as a culture, we're just really seeing there's other things to do besides graduate high school, get married, you know, have kids, have a family. There's more things to do now. Our counterparts have been, you know, going backpacking, taking hiatus, doing this, doing that for years. We're just understanding that, you know, we don't have to just get married. Like, you know, let's go see the world. Let's date a little bit. You know, I think again that's another systematic thing that we just now getting used to. But to the point everybody else is making, I mean, some of these women really are on a high horse, and it's not about, you know, lowering their standards or whatnot, but, you know, if they know that the black man always has 2 strikes to get on coming out the gate, you know, as our sisters, well, they giving us another strike, the 3rd strike on them, because we're not on their level. So they're not even giving us a chance to even, you know, be with them. But they know the black man.
And black women are giving us a chance?
No, I'm saying they're not giving us a chance. The ladies, we talk about who career driven, you know, got a little money in their pocket, you know, they kind of look down on us just like the rest of society. So, I mean, a lot of stuff they got are self-inflicted wounds that they have with themselves.
But again, in life, right, you know, I mean, you're a Christian, right? Like, if you know, don't the Bibles talk about being unequally yoked? Ain't the whole point of trying to find a partner is finding somebody on your level somebody doing what you're doing, like-minded. I'm just saying, I mean.
Hold on. Yeah, Nance, yes, but it doesn't say same bank account. You can be like-minded. You can be like-minded. You have the same principles in life. That mean, this person got 100,000 in their bank account. This man got 5,000. That's not equally yoked to me. Not in my household. It's about having the same principles, the same standards, and the same values that we're gonna raise our family over.
Yeah, but you also got to be bringing something to the table too. Like you didn't decide to marry somebody that wasn't going to be able to do what you do, be able to do, you know what I'm saying, support you on the other end.
Right. So my situation is totally different from the next man. I'm talking about the women who are single out here now. They have their standards are just crazy. And I'm saying that they're looking down on black men and giving another stride in society that they just ain't going to take a pass on. That's all I'm saying.
So
and I know as a black man that we do some effed up things. We do. I mean, we ain't the best, you know what I mean, character living in society. But at the same time, if our sisters can't be there for us, then I mean, that's their problem that they situate. A lot of them, it's the problem that the situation they're in is because of them.
I feel like go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey man, but you know what? Like Joe was saying, man. I mean, before we got married and stuff, man, we was worried about petty shit, like we talked about the last cast, like body counts and shit. You know what I'm saying? We was materialistic with some of these women, you know. And I mean, on the flip side, again, Joe was calling himself a little asshole. I mean, before I was married, I was an asshole too. I didn't give a fuck. I mean, that's just the way it was. I mean, that's you developing as a man, going through your trials and tribulations. I mean, you're going to do what you do. But again, to Dale's point, I mean, at some point in time, man, women got to stop looking at all this reality TV and these movies on Lifetime and get focused, man. Like, if you want a man, I mean, sometimes a man ain't going to come commercial off the shelf. You got to build that. You know what I'm saying? You got to mold what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that kind of speaking to what Geno, Geno was talking about how like women have built themselves. This is the whole point that I'm making, is that women are tired of building niggas up. Yeah. Women are tired. I mean, I'm saying on the basis of, again, everything that we talked about, that there's really a lack of. Do you guys feel like there's a lack of good black men out there? Do you guys even have single friends,
honestly,
single black women that are amazing, and you can't figure out why
guys ain't shit? Yeah, my guys.
Oh yeah,
shit,
I got some straight up.
Right. My guys ain't shit.
I have no desire to be committed at all.
So right, and that's my next question. Do men even nowadays? Do men even want to get married? Do men even want to be? So I'm like, for real.
Hey, we know we know we a hot commodity. So it's like, why settle? We ain't trying to settle either.
All right, so
both sides are trying to settle.
And I'm glad that you said that. So because what I also want to do, I do believe that the black family is dying based off of solely the numbers. Right?
Damn.
Based off of the fact you got 71% of black women that are not married. You also have a divorce rate that's over 50%, right? So even the people that are getting married ain't staying married, right? And then on top of that, again, the black men, at least, you know, the black men in prison, the what's happened to us with as far as social and economic, you know, disadvantages and all of those things that have played a part into it. I believe that there's not enough qualified black men for these women. And so they have to determine, if it does become like this crab in a barrel mentality, and they have to try to reach for, when they see a decent man, they just throw all of their life into it. Cause it's like, fuck it. I don't know if I'm gonna ever see this unicorn again. Right. And beyond that, it's like, what do we do? What do they do now? What happens now that they ain't getting what they want? You ain't got a lot of dudes. You ain't gonna get married. You ain't gonna have this baby. Now what? What do they do? How do they navigate through this?
They preying on committed men.
Help them. Talk to me about what men can do, what women can do to navigate through this terrain.
Look, I mean,
Shit, I don't know what I can do, man.
I think systematically, it is set up for the black families to fail, man. Because if it's fucking, I mean, look at mass incarceration. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I know it's something astronomical. So yeah, you're right. It just ain't available out here to them. So
hey man, we ain't got no more E40 ass niggas out here no more, man. Niggas ain't no Captain Savers out here, man. These motherfuckers out here.
They better, hey man, they shit, man. I don't. They better go get with the Latinos or something. I don't know what to tell them.
So now you about to bring up.
So
wait a minute.
So you comfortable?
They're doing.
So you comfortable? Are you comfortable with that? With seeing our black women, if that's reaching out
to the white man,
reaching out into other into other races to find what they looking for, if that's their only option.
I'll say this, man.
Hold on, Dale. Why me hat turned around again when we start talking about race?
Motherfucker.
Man, stop hat checking me, dude.
Freudian slip.
Hey, his hat is like Ray J's hat. And,
right.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Geno can't even laugh at that one. That's a good one.
So, like you said, and listen, for real, you guys said that men don't want to. Men know that what their value is now, and don't necessarily want to get married, right? So what is that landscape looking like now? Like these cats out here guys out here are just dating? What do these women need to know to
me,
move forward?
Does it ever get old? And I'm gonna pose this generally to some of these cats. Does it ever get old to just be out here just slinging dick? Does it ever get old? Like, that what you want to do continuously, forever? Just
when you get married, it gets very old.
Dating when you're married gets old, for sure.
Beezy, what are you talking about right now? Beezy crazy.
Who's never get tired of slinging dick? Who gets tired?
Jay got a point, man. There's some dudes out here, man. They don't get tired. They like, man, I'm doing this till I'm 70. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
So in this climate, should single women just assume that most of these dudes is just out to get tail and ain't really gonna settle down? Like, is marriage done? Black marriage? Are we kind of like falling off? Like, are black women? What are we telling these chicks? Like, what should I tell my friends? When they're asking me for advice,
tell them, hold on, for you love her, you got to hold on.
For what?
You heard that song?
For what? What they holding on for?
Are we going around the horn? Are we going to say yeah?
I'm asking you a question. Like, what do women do?
Are we giving the appropriate sign of alpha?
Go forward, my brother.
I'm gonna say, man, yeah, it's dying a little bit, bro. So I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say yay on that.
All right, so
just because of what the dynamics is right now, and again, we got some political system issues. Of our brothers is getting caught up in the trap. So I mean, yeah. I think that plays a big part into it. So I'm gonna say, yeah.
That's incarceration, man.
I think
Go ahead, Jay.
The continuation of broken families has taken a toll on black men's viewpoint of what family is, man. I mean, you got a lot of cats out here that ain't never seen what it's like to be in a household with his mom and his dad.
Right.
His uncle, his brother, his older brother, his uncle, his grandfather. None of them have ever been committed. They don't see I talked earlier about women not seeing the value of men. Men don't see the value in women, except for that box. That's it.
Those is facts, man.
Damn.
So right. So it worked, right? The what they did, to break up the black family, literally is as we're coming to the precipice of this, and that's why it means so much to me, because I just see too many black women, beautiful, amazing black women, that I just refuse to believe, like, just because you ain't found nobody, like, something is wrong with you. right? I just don't believe that. I believe that there's just not a qualified amount of dudes out here who out there trying to get it, being on. I mean, it ain't a whole lot. I mean, they ain't asking for a whole lot. They've been holding us down from the jump. They asking you to be kind of committed. They asking for some security, and they asking for you to be, slightly monogamous. And I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how far is that asking for? It got to go.
You know, all this kind of like ties into the whole podcast. Because who do we start off talking about first?
This is why I'm the host.
Yes.
This is why I do what I do. Right,
exactly. So are we going to just be blinded? Ain't going to say the agenda that's been taken. The agenda. Y'all know what agenda I'm talking about. So I'm going to say. I mean, the agenda.
What agenda? What agenda?
You know what agenda I'm talking about.
Nah, say it out loud.
You know what agenda I'm talking about.
Hey,
Joe made a good point. I like my job. I'm going to say the agenda. Y'all know what agenda I'm talking about. That it's okay to, understand these feelings of people. No, it's bigger than that, man.
You could say it, the agenda of slavery. You could say that. I mean, that's been documented. It's been put out there. It is history. It is what it is. You can't say it like it didn't happen. That's what they want us to do. So say it.
Yeah, the agenda. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. Slavery has had a detrimental impact on our psyche. Period. I mean,
and that shit devastated us, man, and it's been embedded within us ever since. Y'all heard of the Willie Lynch laws, and I know I'm getting way off, and I'm
no. But Jay, this is
all together.
Listen,
it all ties together.
But this is why we're talking about it, because I wanted to bring it together. And
what they did. For our listeners or whoever don't know, the Willie Lynch laws, it was a white man. He said, you want to know how to control your slaves? This is what you do. You take young black ones, you put them against the old black ones. You beat the man's ass in front of his woman to make him look less valuable and worthless. You put the light ones against the dark ones.
They rape too. Don't
right.
But listen, we know the history. What I'm asking you.
No, I'm saying is,
Jay, listen, hold on. This is what I'm asking y'all. Because what I'm getting from our viewers, our female viewers, is that what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I want a black man. I want a good guy, but I can't find one. Now I'm single and I'm trying to navigate through this new apps and
I'm going to go back to what my brother Dale said. I'm going to go back to what Dale said. You know what? That man over there, he's a trash man or whatever it is. He makes $40,000 less than what I do. But guess what? He's treating me good. He goes to work. He takes care of business. That's your man. That's your man right there.
And he's blowing you back out.
Stop overlooking him. Stop overlooking him.
Right.
Go get him.
Because that's one thing that we're overlooking too, Naz. Like a lot of these women, the established professional women, they got, and if you ask them what they like requirements are, because that's what they got. They got like a laundry list of what they want these men
they ain't
to do.
asking for a whole lot.
Some of them, the ones that are established. The women that are established, they know exactly who they don't want to date. You know what I'm saying? They're not even giving them brothers a chance. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, you gotta break that shit down a little bit, man. You gotta open your scope a little bit more, man. And don't just limit it to, the brothers that got corner offices that are executive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that shit. So
I do agree with you, lady. So our listeners, I'm gonna give you a few tips on what to do when you navigating through this single life on these apps or whatever, however you trying to get it. First thing, go with your motherfucking instincts. All right. A guy will tell you what he wants you to know. Whatever he's saying, just listen to what he's saying. Right? When your spidey senses is going off, go ahead and listen to them spidey senses. Because whatever you feeling is probably right. You know what I'm saying? On the second one is anybody who don't fucking value your time and what you got going on, don't value you. You know what I'm saying? These guys are telling you everything that you want to know. You just don't be listening all the time. And I understand you looking for that guy. You looking to get chose. You want somebody to choose you. Everybody wants to be chosen. I understand that. But a lot of times you overlooking the red flags to get chose. And that ain't how you get down. Some of these niggas is whack. They just whack. I'm sorry. I'm speaking on the female side on this because I think that these dudes out here phony and whack, and these chicks is having a hard time finding a dude that'll just be honest. A lot of times these chicks these black women have helped us throughout so much, right? Like they'll put up with a lot. And they have put up with a lot. But it's like, my God, my nigga, like just be real with me. Like tell me what you want. Like just be honest with me. And so that's what they looking for. But they'll overlook even that shit for some sucker nigga. You know what I'm saying? So just like with when your spidey senses go off, understand that that's telling you something. The red flags is real. These niggas is out here pump faking. If they don't respect your time, they don't respect you. They don't respect the shit you saying, they don't respect you. So you got to roll with that shit and go with your instincts.
And stop telling your girlfriends all your business about your man when you meet one. Because then your girlfriend take your man.
That's true too.
You be salty.
That's true too. That's also very true. Anybody else got anything they want to add to that before we go around the tune? Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your ear. You've done us a service. Again, all media platforms, please like us, subscribe, comment, and pass it along. We need this PCP to get in everybody's system so we can get everybody hooked on that. We need everybody tapping their motherfucking I need that.
And say no to drugs.
And say no to drugs.
So y'all gonna make me keep crashing people's podcasts in order to get on this? Or
Yep.
All right.
All my fellas out there listening.
Hey man, I'm taking care of something. Y'all keep going.
Break the trend, man. Like my Sans just said, when you do got a good woman, respect her and value her. And like he said, be honest. Be straight up and down with her. You know, I didn't do that. That's why I'm divorced right now, because I was not honest. So I had a woman that had faith in me, and I ruined that shit for her. You know, now who knows what will happen to her with another relationship in the future. But I was one of the ones that she confided in, and I, you know, still out here on the fence with how I wanted to live my life. And so be honest and upfront, you know, and if you got somebody that's good, recognize that shit. And a lot of dudes is out here playing around on these girls and playing with their hearts. That's why these chicks are so hesitant to step out there like that.
Exactly.
Because they've been done wrong, or they know somebody that's been done wrong, you know? And like, so it's two-sided. You know, you got the females, like Dale said, that, you know, hey, got all these high lofty expectations. Come off that shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then dudes, come on, be 100. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Stop lying.
Be
Stop
authentic a little bit, right? Like these people have emotions and feelings, and yeah,
be committed.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to mess with this chick, then just leave her alone. Because the other part of this too is that, you know, again, like you said, these guys play with women's emotions, and you can jump into their life and then jump out and then come back in and then jump back out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't feel like this is wifey material, then you need to move on from that. It's a lot of women out there, if you're just trying to get your Jones off, to get your Jones off. But when you see a good woman, like you, to like mess with her emotions and like, you know, frolic with her like that, to me just seems like it's just whack. I just don't understand that.
And if you up to bat and you know you can't handle that high heat that she throwing, man, sub yourself out.
Yeah.
Stop playing around.
Get your tap out on. All right, fellas. We appreciate everybody. We want to go around the tune real quick and just let everybody just say their little piece and say their goodbyes. And then we're going to end this thing for you and to see you next time. We appreciate you.
I'll kick it off. And I think my shirt is fitting what we talked about, because you know what? We might be dying, but we ain't dead. Black to the future. You know what I'm saying? Black to the future. We can come back. we can come back.
All right. Hey, man, shout out to the greatest city in the world for hosting All-Star Weekend last week. It was good to see family. Shout out to Brother Lowe, Brother Dale on the podcast and the PCP supporting the city. One pet peeve, it was cold in the motherfucker that Friday night. And shout out to my man that was out there freezing. We had to come back and swoop him in front of the club. You know who he is. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, and shout out to my Sands, man. We just celebrated our 23rd anniversary. Exodus 22297, spring 97. You already know.
Hey, this your Jordan year, Pops. What you wearing, though? This your Jordan year, man.
Your Jordan year.
You know what I'm saying? Your Jordan year.
Hey.
Ooh, the Tinker. Oh.
Man, at the crib? You got them on at the crib?
Hey, man. My shoe game is omnipotent, man. Holla at your boy.
Low, where you at?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Chi-Town was definitely good luck. But just to leave you guys with this, man, today I took a trip down memory lane, took my son to the yard. Both my sons to the yard, but my one son was asleep. But my soon-to-be 4-year-old, it was just real surreal to see him taking him somewhere where, you know, I got a lot of history at it. Just really talking to him, explaining to him what I used to do at that school, and it was just like he was very receptive of the college life at such a young age. So I mean, that was a very surreal moment. Got to see our plot. Got to take a lot of pictures. And, I mean, it was very, 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 very good day for us, man. And like I will get those framed. But yeah, that was just all I got, man. Thank you y'all for tuning in PCP. We appreciate y'all. And yeah, Chi-Town was litty. That's all I got.
Dale the Funky.
Yeah, man. Chi-Town was real. So real that I caught the fucking flu. Apologies to if my voice is sounding bad. I'm recovering. I'm almost out of it. But yeah, man, I want to shout out my family for a number of reasons. My baby girl is turning 4 tomorrow. I'm so proud of her and so excited for the future that what the future holds for her, man. I think the sky's the limit for her. She is my superstar, man. She is gonna shine so bright. And I want to shout out my wife. We just finished. We just finished probably the biggest project. Did the biggest deal for our business ever. It was a long time coming. It was a long fought journey, and my wife stuck through it. She supported me. She held me down. She believed in me. She never wavered, not one time. And we fought our way through it, man. And we still here, and we standing, and we made it through, man. So I just wanna shout out my daughter and shout out my amazing wife, man, for believing in me, riding with your boy, and sticking with me through this shit. We made it.
Geno, where you at, man?
Man, I know I ain't really heard much from me in this cast, but you know, my presence is here. But go around the horn, I like to say just grateful, man. I'm grateful for new opportunities that's being blessed upon me and my family. You know, I've learned to kind of be a little bit more mumble-mouthed when it comes to what things that I'm progressing or working on. So, you know, but I am grateful for those and the momentum that's moving towards. I got something that's going to be dear to all of us that's in the final stages. Ameen may know what I'm talking about, that I'll be able to announce soon. And just grateful, man. I'm grateful. God is good. And I can't stress to nobody, you know what I mean, that has a dream, that's been down on their luck, that's questioning themselves. You know, you can't have, you know, to like, you know, piggybacking off of Dell, I got a real one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I got a real one. And I thank God every day for her. Man, I love that woman, man. So I'm grateful for her, my family. And I'm just, you know, and what I was gonna say, and I'll be done, is if you have a dream, you have goals, try your best not to ever waver. Because if you can stick to it, you can keep your head down. If you can get out of that darkness at times that comes over your head, you'll see your way through. Out of the night that covers you.
God bless. Proof.
No doubt, man.
Facts, facts,
wholeheartedly, man. I always say to people that even if it's raining, it can't rain forever. The sun gotta come out, and if you can just hold out until that sun come out, you'll be all right.
Hey, shout out to Mighty Z, man. Real shit. Shout out to Mighty Z, because I think Mighty Z implemented all this in us and still this in our lives, man. So real shit. Shout out to Mighty Z, man.
And can I one small little caveat too? I want to say, man, you know, my ADP, man, I love you, dude. And to have you on here, you know what I mean? I know it was left field, but your energy tonight and your chime-ins were ideal and perfect. So,
well, thank you, because I wanted to chime in something else. All right.
You about to clown me?
No. I just gonna say, you know, there's a whole lot of positivity out here. I mean, I was expecting something better, but you know, let's be positive. But I really do feel like Geno, Dale, what y'all said, that was some real shit, and I hope y'all get laid tonight. Because my God, I wanted to sleep with y'all when y'all was saying that. Like, damn, if I was his wife, God, I was like,
we're gonna show this episode right now.
These must be the episodes that they plan on sending to the wives. Like, baby,
you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this.
Fast forward to
oh, this shit was amazing. All right, man. Again, this is your host, Manasseh. Man, I thank you guys for tuning in to it, holding on with us for so long. I know sometimes we get a little testy, we get a little long-winded, but man, we just passionate about what we do. You feel me? This is what we do. And I just want everybody to love yourself, love somebody else, and push that needle forward. And take care of yourselves, man. Until next time, make sure that you like us. Make sure that you pass it on. Make sure that you subscribe. Get that PCP in your system because you know it feel good. We out.
Peace and love. We out.
Damn, he said it feel good. Oh.